Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm here today to review lemon cream Oreo cookies, and also do a couple movie reviews. And this was kind of sent to me by my buddy Tony Talant. And I've known Tony for a long time. I met him through, like I said, whenever I started the whole food review thing, with Trav, I met, and through that parody thing, I met Tony through that. And he did a parody of Trav. And he was just known as Wrestling Talent. Now he's TRT Reviews and Reacts, but he was a wrestling talent for that. And then he had another channel called Rated R Viper that was, doing really good, but it was like wrestling themed. And then, of course, YouTube gave him some heck for that. And, I don't know. I don't think that channel is up no more. But that was really successful channel. And his was successful too. And then Tony was like, as far as I'm concerned, well, I noticed this summer of 2013, like a lot of the other food reviewers, Tony was like the king of the Oreo cookies review. I mean, he's reviewed, if there was an Oreo cookie came out, he reviewed it. And he was kind of to send me some. I've done some Oreo cookies, and he sent me like the Reese's peanut butter ones, and what else? Did I have a listing of that? I hope I still had it. Okay, yeah. He sent me the Reese's peanut butter one, the birthday cake, and the limeade Oreo cookies, and along with these right here. Now, I mean, I haven't done an Oreo cookies review since September 2016. I did a lemon cheesecake soft cookies from Japan. Those were fantastic. Those were really good. Completely different than the regular sandwich cookies, but those were really good. Now, I mean, it's not saying I don't need any more Oreo cookies or any sweet stuff for a while. I got a lot of stuff to get caught up on. I think I'm doing a pretty decent job. I'm not gonna, let them go to waste or anything like that. Like I said, lemon cream Oreo cookies. I know there's some really crazy flavors out there now. I'm not like the most enthused to try them and stuff like that, but I definitely check out Oreo's lemon cream stuff. And it says "You're my main squeeze" on the back. Now they have like the new system of openings. I like the old school one where you open up and they had like those metal clasps that you could close and you could feel like. I like those real well, and they don't have those no more. They have the new lift thing on the front. They're not new anymore, but they were at the time. And then it looks like you have a little bit of syrup. It looks like, real weird when you open them up. Like that, okay? What they look like inside. They smell very lemony. They look good. And these are the vanilla cookies. They have the vanilla and the chocolate ones. And you see like the Oreo stamp right there. It's backwards, but you know what I'm talking about. There we go. And a lemon cream filling in the middle. See how this tastes. Those are really good. Well, you get a big lemon taste. It doesn't taste like lemon pledge or anything like that, but it actually tastes kind of pleasant. I know my dad. Oh, cool. I know my dad was really liked the limeade ones, which surprised the heck out of me. I didn't think he would. I think he would like these too if he's still around. Thank you, buddy, for sending me these. I give these a. Well, I give these a 9 out of 10. It had like a little bit of a salty quality too, which I really like. I would like to. It would have been kind of cool to see what they would have done if they would have had the chocolate cooked instead of vanilla ones right here. No, I like these real well. Thank you very much for sending me these, Tony. Now on to the movie reviews. Good. Let me get some milk. We definitely need milk up here, though. Now, the movie reviews I'm going to be talking about are two movies that are similar, kind of, but completely different. One I've seen before, and it's a favorite of mine. I saw again on Netflix, and another one's a very new release that I saw on Netflix. And the movies are... Let me get some milk. The movies are The Money Pit from the 80s, which I've seen a lot. I've seen plenty of times, but I mean, I haven't seen it in ages. You know, and that was on Netflix, so I want to see it again, just like I wanted to see Harry and the Hendersons again. You know, I've only seen Harry and Hendersons once. I've seen Money Pit plenty of times. And also, The Disappointments Room, a very brand new movie. And I'll get into more of that, about the history behind that, as I review that. And those are two completely different films. However, they have like a little bit of a similar thread. This couple moves into a dilapidated older house. Now, with comedic effects in Money Pit and with monster ghost story effects in Disappointment Room. Well, anyways, The Money Pit is another one from Amblin Entertainment. Steven Spielberg was doing a whole bunch of these types of movies. Like, with Amblin logo to it, like Eden directed, though, by like Harry and Henderson, Barry's Not Included, stuff like that. And it stars Tom Hanks and Shelley Long. And this is supposed to be kind of like a remake of Mr. Blanding's Builds His Dream House, which I'd never seen before. That's supposed to be an old Cary Grant RKO movie. I can't find it, and it's on... They have it on YouTube, but you have to pay to watch it, so... I just keep my eye open on Turner Classic Movies, because that's like from 1949. It's like a house falling apart type comedy. On this one, Tom Hanks and his wife, they were in the house of this one rich music composer guy. And all of a sudden, well, Tom Hanks had the dad that cheated a bunch of people out of money. And he's working for the company trying to pay everybody back and breaking it back and going broke doing it. While his dad still has most of the money for the company. And he's with Shelley Long. They're staying in this house of this one composer guy. It's supposed to be nuts. He's in Europe for a year or two or something like that. And then all of a sudden he comes in and comes back. Yakov Smirnoff was seen saying, "You guys got to get out." He's coming back. And he's like, "I thought we had another year." And it said, "The year's up." And they end up, this one girl ends up selling them this house. And she does like high pressure tactics, like $1 million house, or for $200,000. I said, "Well, why you said it for $200,000?" "Well, I need the money real bad." And they're in love with the house, and the guys, you know, he ends up borrowing money to get the house, and they end up buying it, and then they find it's falling apart at every turn. Like the stairs falls apart, the electric goes bad, holes in the ceiling, holes big time in the roof. Lots of great sight gags. That's why I really like the big bunch of sight gags of the house falling apart. I mean, because usually, you know, it sucks. I wouldn't want that happening here. But I mean, it's a lot of fun. I really like the movie. Tom Hanks really sells it. Shelley Long does a good job, even though I'm not a big fan of Shelley Long. I know a lot of people don't like her. I think it's probably the best movie she's done, along with both the Brady Bunch movies and Night Shift. As far as Cheers goes, I know in the Army a lot of people said how much they hated Shelley Long. They were so glad she left the show, and then because she left the show to really star in a bunch of movies, and most of those movies were awful. Like Hello Again, I hated Hello Again, and like or Don't Tell Her It's Me, which was god awful. And then she was in Troop Beverly Hills. I didn't even bother with that. That's so far out of my realm of what I want to watch. You know, hell, nope. And then Outrageous Fortune, when I finally saw, which I thought would be interesting, but it was only okay. That would be the movie I'd want to watch again. See if I missed something. Maybe I'll see if that's on Netflix, maybe. But Money Pit was a big hit with me. And Night Shift, and when I say Night Shift, I don't mean the. I thought Shelley Long was fine in Cheers. I mean, that's the character they wanted. I thought she fit that character perfect. I thought she was fine. But then Kirstie Alley was a lot more fun on the show. But they were saying like that was like one of the big mistakes for like an actor leaving a popular show, like McLean Stevenson leaving MASH or David Caruso leaving NYPD Blue. That was historically but he's back on top now on TV, so no big deal. No, but yeah, he had a rough time for a little while. Well, anyways, Shelley Long, a lot of people said how much I thought she was fine in Cheers. What else was I going to say? No, but the Money Pit's a lot of fun. I really liked how they, I think I said everything I need to say about her. I really liked the progression they made. A lot of the critics really gave it a bad time, saying that these people were in actual pain and stuff like that, but it's like kind of like slapstick comedy. And they felt bad for the people instead of like thinking that some of the sight gags were funny. But I liked the movie. The movie's a lot of fun. Like I said, I love the sight gags in it. And you don't see sight gags like that. Well, and they're done practically. Now, nowadays, it'd be all CGI stuff. And it might look fake. Like, sometimes that CGI made it look fake as hell. But no, this was all done practically, which was really good. So I give it a lot of credit. I like the way there's definitely a stuntman there, but a lot of scenes that looked like Tom Hanks was doing a lot of the stuff in there. It was really good. Like I said, Tom Hanks really sold the movie, and Shelley Long was fine in it too. But I really liked the Money Pit a lot. I give that because I remember we rented it, seen it a couple times, and then in Germany I think I rented it and seen it a few times after that. I think that was it. I might have seen it once on cable after that in the 90s. I haven't seen it in ages. But I really enjoyed the film. That's a full-on 10 out of 10 right there. Very good. Now, next is the Disappointments Room. Now, I heard about this from Chris Stuckman, did a review of it like 8 months ago. And he was saying that it was like the worst movie of the year, and he said it sucked more than any movie ever sucked before. I've seen movies that make this look like Citizen Kane, so that was wrong right there. Sometimes these critics say movies are so bad like that. I think they're just being too dang picky because, I'll get into my review in a bit. But it's by no means a great movie, But this was, I found out by the history from Chris Stuckman too. He was saying like, Relativity Studios went bankrupt a long time ago, and a bunch of movies sat on the shelf, and they're finally getting bought up by like some different film companies being released finally. And one was The Disappointments Room, and I guess it was sat on the shelf for like 2 years. And got bought by Road Pictures, who released it to theaters, where it failed miserably. I mean, they expected maybe like a opening week of $5 million. It made like $1.5 million. And then, like I said, it had by Hollywood standards, it had a very meager budget. Its budget was only $15 million, which is like a ton of money to us, on a personal level. But by Hollywood movie standards, $15 million is pretty low budget. Even though it's hard to believe saying that now, And it barely made back $5 million, so it was a huge flop. And it was panned by critics and stuff like that. But I saw it. It stars Kate Beckinsale, and who looks beautiful in it, as she always does in any movie. And it starts out with a couple, and they're going to this new house, sight unseen. They bought it. It's out in North Carolina, because they had a North Carolina reference towards the end. And then in the movie, the credits, they said filmed in North Carolina, so that was cool. Um, and they said I seen the house is kind of falling apart. There's big leaks in the roof and stuff like that. That's why I made a reference to Money Pit, even though not as bad as Money Pit. And they find out, there's all these weird things happening. It's like a ghost story type thing. And they find like this behind this giant wardrobe thing they push out, and the husband made "Where's the Lion and the Witch At?" Good reference, because I would have made a reference like that too. There's like this hidden room that they call the disappointments room, and she gets locked, and it has a very dark secret. And she gets locked in there, and eventually she gets out. And there's also a scene I want to mention when they wanted to check out the whole the town they live in. It was a very small town. They go to this country. This little country type grocery store, and the girl running it was the one who played Jolene on Alice. And that was the third girl, because some of these sitcoms had replacement actresses, like they had in Three's Company had Suzanne Summers, of course, and they had Jenny Lee Harrison, then they had Pamela Barnes in that playing that third character. In this one, they had playing the third waitress, because it was Flo originally, and then she went on to do her own show, and it lasted 1 season or 2 seasons. And then there was Diane Ladd, who was in the movie Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, that was based on the TV show Alice. That was the basis for the show Alice. And then Jolene, played by Celia Watson, I think her name is. And she was like the truck driver chick, and she played it from 81 till the show ended. But Jolene's in it, and she's been in other movies before, usually in smaller roles. She played a big role in this one movie as this guy's mom, but she wasn't in it that long, but she played a few scenes. But she had a very important scene as the owner of this country grocery store, and she was talking to the guy and said, "What are you doing?" And the guy said he's an architect. And then the girl all of a sudden said, "Well, I'm an architect." And then she asked what the guy does, and the guy says he plays Xbox and takes naps. That's pretty funny. 'Cause I know Chris Tuckman quoted that, and he said, "Boy, what a stand-up guy." That struck me as funny, though, even though most women would probably be pissed off by that. And he's very annoying, by the way, in the movie. But Jolene had a small part in it, so if you want to see what Jolene looked like from the old days of Alice to now, you get to see. And then she, like I said, she's been in a bunch of other movies too. I said a bunch of weird things happen in it. There's a scene where I liked her. If anyone's ever had problems with a contractor like I did, there's a scene where Kate Beckinsale puts a contractor in his place, telling you're supposed to do this, And a lot of people like that. Anyone who ever had a problem with a contract before, because I had a problem with one when I had that problem with the trailer, and the guy was a real dick. And then the guy who fixed it was a good guy, so I trusted him. But the first guy I had problems with, and I said, I don't want you around here. And I told him off. Aside from that, I mean, it's not a great movie. It's interesting enough. It didn't bore me at all. A bunch of things happen. One with the dark secret in the house. You kind of find out what that is, but it's kind of weird. And then towards the 25-minute mark, it kind of falls apart. I'm not giving away any spoilers or anything like that. There's a thing where she wanted to contract to do something, and then they were supposed to have company over. And it was like a montage and a lot of things in that didn't make any sense. So that's when it started to fall apart. And then they rushed a whole bunch of stuff. They had a big revelation, and then they kind of have some more stuff, and the movie ends. Now, I know Chris Stuckman said nothing happens in the movie. Plenty of stuff happens in the movie. It's just not, when it ends, it's just not a very satisfying film. This is like a perfect candidate for the Dollar Theater, or more likely, cable. This is why we have cable for, to see the movies you wouldn't want to see in theaters. Because, I mean, when he said he saw the film, I'm just based on his review. When he saw the film, he said he was alone in the theater. He said that was cool. The only ever time I've ever been alone in a movie theater was in Fort Detrick, North Carolina. The last movie I saw what's the last movie? No, the second to last movie, I think. Second to last movie, I saw Ernest Scared Stupid on opening weekend. I was the only one in the theater. So that was kind of cool. And I hooped and hollered and made it sound like there was a bunch of people in the theater. I actually liked that Ernest movie. It's much better than... Because I liked Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest Saves Christmas. Ernest Goes to Jail. Ernest Goes to Jail sucks. I saw it at the theater. I hated that one. And then Ernest Scared Stupid makes up for that. And then some of the other Ernest movies, so-so. But as far as the Disappointments Room goes, I could probably give that a very mild... I give it a 7 out of 10, not a mild one. I give it a 7 out of 10. They're both on Netflix. So, I mean, you know, you might enjoy the films. And I guess that's about it. And also I liked... they had a giant winding staircase in the movie Disappointments Room, which was kind of cool. I liked the way they used that. And that's about it. I mean, it ended... You know, it wasn't a very satisfying ending, but I mean, you know, it told what it was supposed to tell, I guess. But boy, some people, you know, whenever that guy said nothing happened in the movie, I expected like a bunch of weird stuff. But no, stuff happened, and I don't know what he was complaining about. So that's my reviews of the Oreo lemon cookies, which I thought were pretty good. I liked them. Thank you, Tony, for sending it to me. Oh, and then the reviews of Money Pit and Disappointments Room. Oh, and also I forgot to mention the couple that moved in the Disappointments Room with a husband and wife, and they had a little kid named Lucas. And I thought that was funny. It made me laugh. A little baby boy named Lucas. I'm not saying anything more. I thought that was funny. So I hope you liked this video. Thank you again, Tony. And this is a very long video, but, you know, I got to talking. Because there's histories behind, like, Money Pit and also behind Disappointments Room. Yeah, along with the Oreo cookies. Let me go ahead. Do I have the listing of the ones I've reviewed? Do I have it still? Okay, I'll tell you the Oreo cookies, all the Oreo cookies I did since I'm doing a video. Very first one I did was a review of the Halloween Oreos. And all that was that was kind of much ado about nothing. It was like orange cream as just artificial cream, and it just had like the Halloween Oreos were like the chocolate Oreos. Like there might be a picture of like a skeleton or a witch on it, but they tasted like regular Oreos because that was kind of a cheat. I did that one at Skullface Man, and then that was on August 17th, 2013. Because like I said, I started my channel January 1st, 2013. Let me go check something. This is gonna be a long video. I don't care. That was my first one, August 17th. And then on September 17th at the at the Albany Fair, I reviewed deep fried Oreo cookies, which I never had before. Completely different deal. It completely changed it, but it was very good. And those were like 5 of those cookies for $5. They're kind of expensive, but they were very good. But they didn't taste like Oreo cookies, but very unique. I really liked those a lot. And that one got, I think that might have been my most popular Oreo cookie review. That was 445 views. Then I got the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Oreo cookies that Tony sent me August 8th, 2014. I did that. Then the birthday cake Oreo cookies I did August 16th, 2014. That Ori that Tony sent me. Then the other one that Tony sent me the August 30th, 2014 limeade Oreo cookies that my dad really liked. We liked peanut butter cup ones too. I don't think he liked the birthday cake ones either. Then in April 15th, 2015, I did the red velvet Oreo cookies. May 23rd, 2015, I did the s'mores Oreo cookies. Like I said, a lot of Oreo cookie stuff. And then July 14th, 2015, I think I got this at Family Dollar. Something different, Oreo cream filled brownie, which I liked that real well. That was really a different, unique idea. And then after that, July 27th, 2015, I did an inside scoop on Oreo Thins, which I didn't bother to review. All that was Oreo cookie with like a teeny tiny bit of frosting, and it's like, that's kind of just a way to, I don't know. I didn't bother to review that. I tried those free samples at Walmart, and I thought they were okay. But I mean, they're not worth buying. Then August 14th, 2015, I did a brownie batty Oreo cookies. The brownie batter Oreo cookies. And then the last one I did until this one was the lemon cheesesteak Oreo soft cookies from back September 23rd, 2016. Let me see something. Wait a second. Yeah, everyone's asked me to try the brisket for the Firehouse subs. Someone asked if they're more like a Subway, more like Jersey Mike's. I've never been to Jersey Mike's, so I don't know about that. But that's about my Firehouse subs review. So there you have it. I think I've rattled on long enough. Almost 26 minutes for this review of the lemon Oreo cream cookies and the 2 movie reviews of Money Pit and Disappointment Room. I hope you liked this video. Until next time, bye, please. Take care, my legion. Now I said everything I need to say. Thank you again, Tony Talant, my good buddy.